There we go. That's what we needed. It's a bit of a Tetris game to get it in there. What were we worried about? We're back on Jeff's 1973 Dodge Charger, and a lot of the work we got to do tonight is stuff you guys have already seen. I'm going to get to work patching up the frame rail on this half of our floor, and it's just like we did a few weeks ago. I've got my template here, the exact same template from the other side of the car. Now this side of the car is in significantly better shape. I'm actually not too concerned about most of this rail except for this little bit here, but it is pretty pitted up, so we're just gonna go ahead, make up a patch because we've got the metal, we've got the template, we might as well reinforce the frame rail just like the other one. Now this half of the floor seems to be in a little bit better shape. So when I flip this back over, you guys are gonna see most of the same areas are still rotted out. It's the area directly over the leaf spring perch here, directly over the frame rail. But what I'm gonna do this time, instead of making multiple 3-4 patches, we're gonna do it all in one patch. We're gonna take all of the rot out at once because it's all kind of localized to this back corner. I'm gonna patch all that in. Then I've got just a few other small areas to touch up. Areas here where we removed some bracing and things from the bottom side of the floor. And then this half is gonna be ready to put back in. In the meantime, Jeff's been over here working on getting the original half of the floor ready to remove. So you guys can see down here, he's got all the spot welds drilled out all the way up and around, and he's now working on the floor up here. Well, looks like that's all ready to go already. So just maybe the brace on the bottom side, is that about it?
The brace, and then I got to get the brace on the top side, and then just a few more depending on how far we want it.
Okay. Awesome. Then once he's done and I'm done, we brace the car up, we cut this out, we do it all over again. We join the two halves, and then we have a solid back half of this car. Now, we do have a lot of rust repair we're gonna have to do on these wheel wells before we go to welding anything in, so we will have to patch some of that stuff up, probably a little bit down by the rocker, just like we did on this side. So, more rust repair, the other half of the floor, let's get to it. I'm getting ready to spray some weld through primer on the back side of our patch and on our frame rail. The one thing I wanted to point out that we didn't talk about before, Jeff neutralized, after he cleaned this, he neutralized the whole thing with a product called Osvo. And that is this product right here. Stops rust, prepared rusted surfaces for painting. It's basically a phosphoric acid solution. It did a really, really good job of neutralizing the surface rust that was there and trying to neutralize most of the really heavy rust here. You'll notice before, I don't know if I have any good pictures, but this was really like a bright red, chalky rust. And now you can see it's just kind of this dark color after it's been all neutralized. For the weld through primer, we've been using this Seymour's Stainless Blast, 316L stainless steel finish. You can see it says made with actual 316L stainless steel. It seemed to work pretty well so far. Honestly, the limited use I've had with it, I've kind of liked the copper stuff that I've been using a little bit better. But I'm gonna give this stuff a little bit more of a chance because a lot of what I've been welding on has been this kind of rusty, crusty stuff. So not the best stuff for welding, period. Okay, real quick before I weld this in, one thing I forgot to do was drill the holes. So I went ahead and did those. This is just gonna help make sure that the patch doesn't lift away or bubble out away from the center of the frame rail here. Just keep it all down nice and tight. So I've got everything sprayed with weld through primer. We're gonna go ahead, get this patch welded in. we've gotten the car braced up here. So you'll see we cut our braces off of this side because the car's back solid with the floor and everything. But we've got this side braced up here exactly like we had it before and there. We do not have this brace in the car only because that was really intended for when we had that whole side of the car off. And then in addition to that, we don't have this brace in, but that was really more to help with the rocker when the rocker was off. So you can see it's really only attached at the front. It wasn't attached anywhere in the back here. So the only braces we're really concerned about at this point are these two. That's going to help hold up the back half of the car here when we cut this floor out. Jeff's got all the spot welds ground out, everything cut out. All we need to do is make one singular cut across here and we should be able to pull this half of the floor out. Lifted that up off of there. Okay, out of the yoke. So Jeff, I think what we need to do is your right side needs to go high. Yes. And the left side, your left side needs to go low, I think. That holds the jack in. It's a I got you. Yep. Brace. I was thinking we had to tilt this thing way down. There we go. That's what we needed. Okay, if you hold there.
I got it. There we go.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. Check it out, guys. The second half of the floor is gone. Now, it took us so long to get to this point on this side. This one obviously went pretty quick, and we've been saying that the whole time, that everything on this side is going to go faster because we've done it once already. We have the experience. So the next step here is I have to finish patching up the floor, and we are going to give you guys a good before and after on the old floor and this floor, and you see exactly why we're going to all this trouble. And then Jeff's going to start making up some patches for the lower wheel well, just like we did over here. And the bottom of the wheel well down there up towards the rocker. And then we're going to have some rocker repair that needs to be done. And once all of the structural support is all fixed up, we'll be ready to put the floor back in. And it should be as simple as this one was. We went ahead and separated everything at the pinch welds, and we left all the pinch welds on that piece as well. So it should be as simple as joining them together, getting them down in the saddle and on our pedestal up there, joining them back up, welding the pinch welds back together once everything's good and solid. And here's our before and our after on our old piece and our new-ish piece. Now, we still have a bunch of patching we need to do on the sheet metal side, but let's just take a look at this. I mean, see how thin the floor is here? It's just paper thin. The whole area in the trunk was like that. Same with the frame here. You can see the frame's rotted through, all the way down. Now, we patched this one, but it had nowhere near that amount of rust on it. It was not rusted through in any areas. We just added this for a bit more strength. Like I said earlier, we probably could have got by with about half of this patch, but considering we did the other side already, we're just matching it on this side, getting them both the same amount of reinforcement put back in. A little bit of rust along this flange, just like we had on the passenger side. Like I said, we're going to replace one big piece of sheet metal on this and get all of our flanges and everything cleaned up. But you guys can see why we had to do something. Without having this back floor and this frame rail, I mean, really, there wouldn't have been much we could have done with this car. So having these donor pieces, you can see just how clean everything is up there. Again, compared to this one, you can see how thin the frame is getting even on these open holes up here compared to this one. It's all fresh and clean. So huge, huge, huge improvement. All right, so I'm gonna catch you guys up real quick because we've been working on a couple other videos while we've been in the middle of filming this one. I just wanna get you all caught up on where we're at here. Last week, or maybe the week before that, you guys saw me learn how to TIG weld and patch the floor in here. So tonight, what I'm gonna be working on is finishing up this floor. Just gotta put a flange in here, patch some of this flange around here, some of it up here, and a spot up on the floor here needs to be patched. Just been hard at work on the wheel wells back here, and he's had to do a little bit more patching than what we had to do on the other side. So you'll see he made all these patches and welded them in himself. He's really killing it over here. And he's got, tonight what he's working on is this patch up around the flange that gets welded to the floor there. So you can see there, he's made that patch already. He's gonna cut and weld that into place this evening. We are scooting right along. We're getting a lot done here. We're gonna keep jamming on it tonight. We're gonna see how far we can get this floor and those patches on the bottom side. Hopefully we'll be ready to install this floor before you know it. Hey, welcome back to the garage, guys. Today is a big day. We're hopefully finally gonna get the back half of this car completely sorted out. Jeff's been working really hard to patch everything on the inside of this car. So you guys see, he cleaned up, filled holes, did all the patching up along the inside of the fender here, and we are basically ready now to install the floor. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get this floor put into the car. We're gonna get everything mocked up, tacked into place. We're gonna make sure everything fits, and if it fits, we're gonna get this thing welded in for good. Oh, now I see what the foam's for. And we're gonna have to, it's a bit of a Tetris game to get it in there. It's gonna have to be angled up like that at the start.
I think you got
What are we hitting on? Okay, that was far easier. Well, we're not in our braces yet, so that's part of the issue.
Oh.
Can you guide us into our pin there? Actually, it's probably there.
Actually, it is in the pin.
Okay. Okay, good deal. And then we're
right on top of the yoke.
Okay, so you were probably right about the yoke. I should have listened to you. The thing of beauty.
Yes.
Well, that was way less dramatic than I was anticipating. What were we worried about?
I don't know what we're gonna do with the extra hour of time I got slated.
What were we worried about? Well, we were so worried about getting this thing to fit. And I mean, from here back, it's almost perfect. We've got a couple trouble spots, nothing too major. You can see a gap there, but actually the inner fender is actually gonna pull over to the floor flange there. So that's all perfect. This is all good. It's good from about the top of the package tray to the back here, and we're just ever so tight in the back here, so we may have to make adjustment on our yoke down there ever so slightly. We did widen the frame with that patch, so that might be throwing us off a little bit. And then the other trouble spot is up here. We're like maybe an eighth overlapping up here. So what we're gonna do, we've got a porta power. We're gonna stick it underneath the car here and just see if we can widen this thing out easily. If not, we're not gonna fight it much. But we're gonna try that, see if we can get that to line up perfectly, because we are so close. We are so very close here. Remember, this car had a lot of collision damage, and we set a lot of the locations on the frame based off of where we thought the car was gonna be square and everything. So to be within 1/8 of an inch is pretty darn good in my book. We just need to fine tune it and see if we can get it exactly right at the front here. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay, go for it. Maybe one more. One more. There it is. Perfect. Boom. Awesome. We just got the floor tack welded into place. Now, we had to do a little bit of pushing and pulling here and there to get everything lined up perfectly, but honestly, when we started, we were maybe a little over a 1/16 of an inch overlapped at the front and about the same at the back. What we did was we actually used the porta power to spread things out, bring the front out flush the way it's supposed to be, and got everything lined up all the way to the back. Tack welded every so often, just to be safe right now. We've released the porta power, everything's loose, and everything is lined up really, really well. You can see all the contours of the floor up here are all lined up, all these holes, everything, even this hole here, this is the old floor pan from the original car, and this is the new floor pan, and you can see how well that hole lines up there. So just everything is coming together really nice. Now, we want to be certain that we're not going to have any problems before we go and weld everything up. So we went and picked the doors up from storage. We're gonna throw the doors on the car, make sure everything aligns perfectly. And then if that's all in good shape, then we're gonna get to welding everything up fully. So because we haven't welded anything on the side yet, all these, you can see we've got our holes punched, but nothing's welded over here yet. So once we are sure that we've got everything lined up the way we want it, and that we're not gonna have any issues, we'll get everything welded up. Okay, well, let's pull the car off the wall then and do the other side real quick. There you have it, guys. Both doors aligned. I'm really happy with the gaps we've got. We're gonna be able to get these things aligned up with the quarter panels, no problem. So I'm really confident now that we can go ahead and get this floor welded in. It's a huge relief to have that part of the car done. Really, that means pretty much all the structural work is done. Now we do have to do floors in the front, but again, I've said it before, we have this entire floor pan up here all the way up to the toe boards. So that's all gonna come out at once and get replaced all in one shot. Basically from the middle of the car back, once we get everything welded up, we are done with the back half of this car, with the exception of the quarter panels and the outer wheel wells. But again, we've got patch panels for those. We've got brand new quarter panels. So the hardest part of this car is pretty much finished, and it feels really good to have a plan, to execute the plan, and have it actually work. I don't have much more I can say other than that. I mean, everything's looking really good. Everything's lined up nice, the fit's nice, and when we started putting stuff together and it all just kind of fell in place, we knew we were on the right track. So only a little bit of prying and pushing here and there, but it had no impact on our alignment with the doors in the rest of the shell here. So that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Thank you all for watching, subscribing, commenting, liking the videos. I appreciate it so much. If you're not subscribed, consider it. Just hit the little subscribe button down below. If you hit the bell notification button, that's going to tell you every time I post a video. Most of the time, that's once a week. I've been a little slacking a little bit here lately, but I've been out of town and had some other stuff going on. So at any rate, thank you guys so much. And remember, if you don't work on your projects, they will not work on themselves. Get out in the garage, get building, and I'll see you on the next episode of Cody Builds.